Howdy, howdy folks, my name's Ian and you're watching the Helmsburg Sawmill. Make sure to like today's video and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any comments, make sure to leave them in the comment section.
All right. I'm going to put this one just literally right on top of the other one. Since that one's now made a clear alley of a clear open alley for the top to go down through, I'm just going to use this alley now. Got this nice big boy right here. Kind of big.
Sorry, I didn't want to speed through that intro. I just didn't want you guys to miss what I had to say here on the first tree. So I'm going to start out by saying I do have safety glasses or sunglasses, and I am wearing them in the video. This was the second tree of the day, and I just forgot to put them on. So please cut me some slack. It's been 7 months since I've cut timber. I try to stop at points throughout and give you guys quick tips and pointers on how to cut more proficiently. And I would also advise you guys to pay attention to each of the different cuts that I do on each of the trees, because there's a couple of them that are just a little bit different. Also, I saved the best tree for last, so watch till the end.
When I'm shoving my saw in and you guys think I'm just relying on my grip to keep a hold of the bar, you're wrong. I have my elbow locked out and I have my knee shoved up right up against my elbow like that. This saw is not going to kick out of the tree. Anyways, I'm going to fire it back up and shove my saw back in there. By the way, I haven't experienced kickback. I can't remember when the last time was. Not going anywhere. I'm even driving the saw in using my calf muscle. That way the tree doesn't bust if it decides to roll on its way down to the ground. Just like that. Instead it'll break off and roll. And that's how you do it. So this right here was my face cut. I dropped my tip down here to keep it on the same plane as this cut. Brought it back, and then I poked it all the way in. And you guys will see right here where the tip of my saw stopped. And where I brought it back, you can kind of see that seam. And this right here is about where it was. You'll see that divot right there. So when I'm bringing my saw back like this, and then I pull it out and I start walking around, I'm really only cutting out this much of the tree. Now normally, this is a tree, if I was using a smaller saw, I would have just used the trigger technique. Poked my bar out and then cut off the back. But since I got my big Husqvarna 395, it's also ported, it's fast enough and has the RPMs to rip that white oak out as it's going over without busting the tree. Because if that tree would have decided to go over at this point, even though it only had this much of the tree back here holding, it would have rocking chaired all the way up. These white oaks, walnuts, hardwoods, they're not like softwoods. They're very brittle and they bust very, very easily. And honestly, the only thing I can critique on this stump is my hinge is too big. I need to have this part here cut out right here, and this little bitty divot right here, I need to have that part out too. I really only want like, I don't know, 6 to 8 square inches of hinge on these nice white oaks, or they bust and then they're worthless. So I didn't really have any other direction to lay the tree, and the butt log is good, which is good, and most of the tree's still good. I might have a tip log or a tie log that's wrecked here just because of the limb that busted here. So the way the tree was leaning, the limbs were like this, and when it landed like that. And that's what busts the trees. That's one way that the trees can bust from the top down. Now, if this was a bigger tree and that split there was more aggressively wide and it landed like that, it would have split the tree all the way from here all the way back to the butt. Just to let you guys know. That's how brittle this stuff is.
So in this tree, before I cut it, I'm just going to say that I use the trigger technique, which means that I put the notch in the tree, and then I cut out all the center, and I leave a back piece holding the tree up. And then when I have all the middle of the tree cut out, I just cut that back piece off, and the tree goes over. Now just look at all of that pollen.
All right. Whew. Haven't done this in a while. If you guys haven't noticed, been sawmilling. My forearms are actually cramping a little. That's okay. That white oak's worth it.
after I top this tree, that'll be the end of the video. So thank you guys for watching.